Welcome back, children. Children, I hope you are fresh enough for this coming week because this week is going to be a revision week and we have prepared videos for you for your revision. You know that you have your Unit 1 for your exams, and if you look into your textbook, please sit with your textbook, your notebook, because there are many things that I'll be telling you and you need to note it down. In Unit 1, you've got 1.1, that's a poem where the mind is without fear, okay? Now, I want you to sit with your textbook because I'm going to explain from your text. Now, there is a video that I've already done earlier in June, and that's date is 15th June, okay? On 15th June, I have done an entire video on this poem where the mind is without fear. So, I want you to see that video also along with this, because this is just in a nutshell that I am explaining to you, and that video is an advanced video which with all line by line explanation, which I cannot do in this video because of short time. Okay, so please see that you look into that video too, that is June 15th, and learn all the meanings from your textbook. All your meanings are important that you have on page number 3. Learn all the meanings. Do all the exercise from the textbook. It's all simple exercises. You will know how to do it, okay? Now, what I want you to understand is, if you look at this picture here, I'm sure you'll understand what it is, okay? It is social distancing, and this is what the school is going to be like when we open up, right? We got to take precautions. Okay, coming to our topic, Where the Mind is Without Fear by Rabindranath Tagore. It's a lovely poem. In case you have forgotten some things, we are going to revise it today. Okay, children? Now, Where the Mind is Without Fear, and now this is a summary. It says that Where the Mind is Without Fear is a pre-independent poem in which the poet sincerely urges to God to awake his fellow beings for the realization that the essential need to live in a free and united country. He wants his countrymen to awake and enjoy the life of full dignity and honor. His countrymen would not be superstitious. You know what is superstitious? Andhavishwas. Or believers of blind faith. Rather than they would lead the life of enlightened and educated. Okay, he wishes to the people to be honest, open-minded, and industrious. Industrious means hardworking. Then only they would stretch their arms towards perfection, and the nation can actually achieve the epic of success. What do you mean by epic of success? Means great heights. Okay, only when the nation, when the country, okay, is educated, is enlightened, is honest, is open-minded, and stretches his arm to perfection, then only they can achieve the apex of success. Who says this? Rabindranath Tagore. Now, if you look at the poem, the entire poem, I'm just reading that out to you. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. Such a beautiful poem, so beautifully put up by Rabindranath Tagore. Okay, now there are few figures of speech here, and then I'm going to explain to you. Now, where we say, now these are the lines where you may find it difficult to understand, so I'm just explaining it again. Where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way. Okay. Now, what is clear stream of reason? When your mind is full of good things, it is like a clear stream. Now when you see the clear stream, how does it flow freely, no? Right? Water flows very smoothly. And when you look at the water, if it is clear, okay, the clear streams water, the mind is clear. He's trying to symbolize that. Mind with good thoughts, clear, okay, of reason. You know how human beings are different from the animals? They reason up. Human beings reason up. Animals don't reason up, okay? So we have to reason up things. So he's talking about where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way. Can man lose his reasoning? Yes, he can lose his reasoning when he stops reasoning, right? So if he doesn't reason and he does things like an animal, then he is not reasoning at all. So Rabindranath Tagore is saying that people should not lose their clear stream of reasoning. Alright? And where they can lose it? Into the dreary desert sand. Okay? Now you know what a desert place is. It's empty. Nobody wants to live in a desert. Okay? There's no cultivation, nothing there. Now, he's trying to symbolize that the desert of dead habits. Now, what are dead habits, children? Dead habits, if you look into your textbook, is talking about what? Old traditional rituals and customs that are harmful. Now, look at this. Does this picture remind you of any old customs and traditions, or some of them which is still going on in our country today? Yes. This is sati and this is dowry. Okay? These things are still happening. Yes, in a subtle way, it is happening. No? Some of these we don't even know it's happening in some of the remotest areas of our country. So, villages of our country, So, here the poet is talking about that, okay? And where the mind is led forward by thee. Now, this is a prayer to God. Clear? Now, he is talking to God and saying, Lord God, please let our, where there is clear stream of reason and we are not lost in the dreary desert of dead habits like these dead habits, and where the mind is led forward by thee. The mind is such an important part of a human being. So he wants the mind to be led by whom? By thee. Thee is who? God. That's why I put a capital T. Whenever you write God, children, always write a capital T. That is giving reverence to God, okay? Now, the figures of speech here is metaphor. Now, metaphor, it is a figure of speech without like and as. When you have like and as, that is what? Simile, right? Now, there is a comparison here where the clear stream of reason is where the has not lost its way, okay? So, we are talking about the mind being compared to the clear stream of reasoning. And here we have personification. Why? Because it is given life, no? Non-living thing is given life into the dreary desert sand of dead habits. So as if it has got habits, no? It's talking about the desert having habits, okay? And it's a metaphor also because there's a comparison, okay? Dreary desert, it's, talking about the thoughts being compared to the dreary desert. And then moving on into ever widening thoughts and action. Now look at the scene. Rabindranath Tagore is asking God, let our thinking be as wide as the sea, ever widening thoughts and action. Let our action, our thoughts be widening. If we are narrow-minded, what happens? We are superstitious. We believe in, things that are not right, okay? So into that heaven of freedom. Now, what is that heaven of freedom? If you're sitting with your textbook, you got the meaning there. Condition of total freedom of good thoughts, good words, and good deeds, while respecting those of others. So that is what freedom of, heaven of freedom. My Father. Now, Father is capital F, children. My Father is who? God. Let my country awake. So it's a synecdoche. Now, what is synecdoche? Whole for the part and part for the whole. No, here. So we're talking about the country as talking as a whole. Okay, here it's not just we're talking about our country, we're talking about the world overall. Rabindranath Tagore is talking about let the country awake. Okay, here it's even personification because we're giving the human quality of awakening to the country. Clear? Now there are some more figures of speech here. Into ever widening thought and action. What is that? Antithesis. That is opposite ideas. thought and action. Okay, antithesis. Anti means opposite. Now, where the mind has not been broken up into fragments. Now, this is something like, an overstatement. No, so it's a hyperbole, right? Overstatements, what are they called? Hyperbole. Exaggerated. Okay, it's an exaggerated statement. And then you have let my country away. Let my country away. So, what figure of speech is that? Personification, human quality given to inanimate object. What is inanimate? Non-living things. Alright, so there are many more. You can see repetition. If you look at that, where, okay, that's a repetition. No? The word is repeated again, where. Alright, so you can say, you can write that also. You can find some of your own figure of speech. So you have the glossary here. These are the same meanings which are given in your textbook, children. I want you to learn all the meanings. Dead habits, old traditional rituals and customs, ever widening is forever broadening one's outlook. Heaven of freedom, condition of total freedom of good thoughts, good words, good deeds, while respecting those of others. Narrow domestic wall, division on the basis of religion, caste, class, and colors and societies and between countries of the world. And tireless striving, continuous efforts and struggle, and stretches its arms, aims at achieving a goal. So all this meaning is given in your text. Now appreciation, children, as you already been told that in the 9th standard you already did, it is a paragraph. Now I have written here in point wise to just help you to understand better. Okay, please don't write it in this form. You have to write, know the subtitles. Okay, you don't have to write subtitle. Know this. This all 5 points you should have it in your head. Okay, while you are writing the poem. So you can write the first 2 points as one or 3 points as one para, and the rest you can put it as a second para. So the title is what? Where the mind is. You write in a statement. The poem Where the Mind is Without Fear is written by Rabindranath Tagore. It is a free verse, no? Because it is, and free verse, children, not word. Some of you write word. It's not free word, it's free verse. V-E-R-S-E. Alright. Now, what is the theme there? This poem is a prayer to God. The poet expresses his thoughts, expectations from his nation. He requests God to create a nation where all people are free, hard workers, truthful, and live with respect and dignity, where education is free to all. And what are the figures of speech? Personification, metaphor, synecdoche. Clear? You have to write this in paragraph form. I repeat, I have written it in points just for better understanding. And children, this is all about the video. So I repeat myself again regarding your revision. You have to read the poem, understand it properly, go over my videos. I have prepared a video much earlier, June 15. If you have to just, put the date there. June 15 was the first video that I did on this poem. So I want you to go through that poem again. You have this video, you go through it, do the exercise. Your assignment is from the textbook itself. I am not giving you any extra. It's a homework from your textual exercise, okay? And learn all the meanings. It's very important because most of your MCQ questions are your meanings. So don't leave out any of your meanings, children. And I hope you've understood. Any doubts, you can always clear it out for me on my personal number. Send a message, okay? But you be focused, study well. God bless you. Take care.